Joining me now is CBS4 News anchor Eliott Rodriguez, and you've been covering Cuba from here in South Florida for an awfully long time. So this is a big day today, no matter how you fall on the issue, whether you're opposed to it or in favor of it. But let's talk about some of the symbols involved and that flag that was raised over on top of the Cuban embassy in Washington, D.C.
Tremendous symbolism there, Rick. That flag is the same flag that was brought down from that embassy January 3rd, 1961, when President Dwight D. Eisenhower broke off relations with Cuba. This was shortly after Fidel Castro took power. The U.S. closed the embassy and recalled its ambassador. When Cuba closed its embassy that same year in Washington, that was the same flag that was brought down the flagpole.
And there it is, being raised earlier today. The world, such a different place when the embassies were closed 54 years ago.
It was the beginning of the Cold War. Castro was suspected of being a communist. That turned out to be true. The United States broke off relations with Cuba after Cuba aligned itself with the Soviet Union. That happened in 1960. Cuba's position was that the world shut off, that the U.S. position rather was that we should shut Cuba off and pressure Castro to leave power, which obviously did not occur.
The foreign minister, Bruno Rodriguez, who was here today for the ceremony and held the joint press conference with Secretary Kerry, he came out today and he right away started mentioning some of the most contentious issues that are really still on the table.
And you and I sat here for 1 hour waiting for that news conference to start because they were talking about a lot of issues, not just issues between the United States and Cuba, but regional issues. On the U.S. side, the issues are freedom for people in Cuba, free speech, free press, the release of political prisoners, return of U.S. fugitives living on the island, and an immigration accord. On the Cuban side, they insist that the embargo, as they call it, the blockade, which is a much stronger word, that be lifted. But of course, that cannot be done without an act of Congress. They also want the return of the Guantanamo naval base, which has been in U.S. possession since 1903.
The blockade that you mentioned has almost military connotations when you call it a blockade as opposed to the U.S. term embargo. But let's talk about that, because the president has said that Congress needs to lift that trade embargo.
That's right. The president has said that. John Kerry said that again. But it cannot be lifted without an act of Congress. And there is a lot of support among the congressional delegation here in South Florida. We've seen it. Congresswoman Eliott, Ross Layton, Mario Diaz-Balart, Carlos Curbelo, Rick Scott, Jeb Bush, who's running for president, as well as Marco Rubio. They all want to see the embargo in place until the Castros are out of power. They're saying that by having this opening, that is helping the Cuban government. Of course, the other point of view is by having an openness, there is more people-to-people contact. The Cubans are not isolated, and that brings them more in touch with the world. And once they get the key here is once they get internet service and people get their hands on the internet, the world is open to them.
Social media, Twitter, Facebook, and learning about how the rest of the world works.
It's happening.
They've really been under a bubble, really, and closed off from all of that. Eliott, thank you so much.